Hello and welcome to another running vlog where it's all change again. So, if you've been watching these running vlogs recently, you will know that I have been basing my runs for a few weeks now on going 5k as quickly as possible, and I did well with that challenge in the last video, having got to finishing in the 28th minute, which I was pretty chuffed about, if I'm being honest. Now, part of the reason, well really the main reason why I was doing that as a challenge was because of the whole, lockdown thing, and I felt like I didn't want to go out for too long, so that was the main reason. But where I am now, I know not everybody's in the UK who watches these videos, so hello if you're elsewhere in the world. Here in the UK, we went into lockdown on the 23rd of March, and we sort of made some gentle steps out of it, at least in England, on the 13th of May, I think it was. But elsewhere in the UK, not so much. You're still having to stay indoors there. But because here in England we are now allowed to go out and exercise as much as we want, I thought, right, okay, good excuse for me to get cracking and get back on the whole distance thing. Now I have to be honest here and say that really I feel like I've been trying to extend my distance now for about the last 400 years. I mean, it just feels like it's been going on forever. I did the 10k event. It was about 8 months ago now, and I set myself the challenge, the sort of half marathon distance challenge. Goodness, that must be about 6 months ago. So, and I feel like I haven't really achieved much on that road. In fact, looking at the stats, that's probably right, because I have gone on, now I don't know if I've added this up correctly, I only did it very quickly as I was coming out the door, but I think I've been on 38 runs in 2020 so far. This is run number 39, and of that 31 have been around 5k distance. So yeah, but always look, or glass half full, of the other 7, one of those was 11k and one was 13k. So it's a bit distant. I can't be disappointed with that. And also, let's be honest, 2 years ago I could barely run from one end of my garden to the other, and my garden's not massive. So, I'd collapse in a heap if I ran for, half a minute. So, really, I can only be upbeat about it. I can only think that it's all positive, really. So, today I am going to start back on that original challenge again, or that challenge of 2020. And what am I going to do? Am I going to build up? Well, no, actually, what I'm going to do today is I am going to go straight for a 10k. And what I'm going to do is to make use of something we've been talking about in the videos recently, which is my heart rate. And I'm going to carefully monitor that, not for the first 5k or so. When I get to 6, 7k, something like that, I'll have a look and see what my heart rate is. And if it's behaving itself, if it's sort of within my kind of normal distance that I do, the normal sort of range of my heart, which is generally around 50 is my resting one, just for information. But when I'm out for a run, it can be sort of mid 150s to 160, maybe max. And if I'm sort of creeping above the 160, I'll think, okay, perhaps it's time to stop. But if it's sort of generally okay in the 150s somewhere, or maybe I'll let it creep into 160s a bit, then I'll keep going. So the aim is 10k, but I may not do 10k depending on sort of what my heart's doing. And I think that's quite a good measure actually, and not something that's really occurred to me until very recently, and that's thanks to you for bringing these things up in the comments, which I absolutely love. So anyway, let's get cracking, let's get on with this run. Really looking forward to it, and I'll tell you all about it afterwards. So there we are. I did manage to do 10k, and I just checked, and it's 6 weeks since I last did a 10k. Today is about the 14th, 15th of May, something like that. And the last one I did, the last 10k the last distance over 5k was on the 4th of April. So that's 6 weeks. See, look, yeah, I added it up. Yeah, so I looked on the calculator. I looked on the calendar. And surprisingly, my time was 1 hour 4 minutes and I don't know how many seconds, because, you know, as I've said so many times before, the time carries on until you press stop. So, but it was 1 hour, 4 minutes and something, which is actually quicker than the last 10k I did, which was 106 and something. And of course my big 10k event that I did in October was 106, and that nearly half killed me. So managing to do 104 today when, you know, I haven't been out beyond 5k for 6 weeks is a good sign, I think. Now, heart rate, I know you're probably thinking about that. I've got a feeling that the heart rate that's shown on my watch is actually an average, is probably a rolling average. So it might have got high, it probably did get higher than that, because obviously it starts lower and then builds up, so the average is going to get pulled down. And if that makes sense. And it said on there 148, which of course I'm very happy with. I didn't even get into the 150s, but I need to look at the data properly, and I'll update you later in this video when I've had a chance to look at it properly to see exactly what my maximum heart rate was. But the average, which is what I'm assuming it was, the average, is 148, which, you know, is fine. And I wasn't going out hell for leather, let's be honest, which the time will confirm. I was sort of doing my kind of comfortable pace of 620 or something like that. But yeah, you know, I'm really happy actually with that as a first 10k for a while, and it just shows, as many of you have pointed out in the past, that I've got it in me. Obviously I can do it, and I don't need to build back up again. I can just go out and do it, as long as I'm, you know, maintaining some kind of standard, which I have been for the last few weeks. I can just get out there and do it, which is great. So there we are. I felt good actually to get a 10k in, and it was quite warm as well. And you know how I don't like running in the warm. Brain's turning mush now. Let's get some more of this down and carry on with the cool down. Oh goodness, brain's turning mush now, which is not supposed to actually, because when you run, it's supposed to help your brain power, which clearly isn't happening in my case. Anyway, that's enough waffling. See you for the next run. Hello. It is 3 days, yes, just 3 days after the bit of video that you have been watching, and I will explain why in a moment. Now, you might have noticed in that last bit of video, my brain had officially turned to mush. I mean, I was practically delirious. Goodness only knows what I was talking about. And I think I know why that was because I'd been for a really long run, but I didn't have a long enough cool down. In fact, I was quite sort of giddy, not at the time I was shooting that bit of video, but soon afterwards, and actually for the rest of the day, I was feeling a bit kind of lightheaded. I'd probably do with blood pressure, I imagine. Why it lasted quite that long, I don't know. But yeah, normally I have maybe 5, even 10 minutes, or if I run in a straight line and don't go around any corners, like a couple of videos ago, a half-hour walk home. And I could probably have done with that after running a lot further than I had done for a number of weeks. But I had probably one of the shortest ones, and even then I actually stopped part of the way back, in fact after only about a minute, to take some selfies for this video. Ironically, I don't think I'm going to use any of those selfies because I was sort of squinting into the sun, and I've just taken one with this top on that I will probably use for my selfie for the thumbnail for this video. So it was a waste of time as well. So here we go. Anyway, it's only 3 days later. The reason being that I'm actually going to try and fit in, for the very first time this year, 3 runs in the week, because I think I should do that, 2 midweek runs, maybe sort of 5k-ish, and then have building that stamina up to try and push on at the weekend. I'm still a bit undecided about how far I will go this weekend, but this is the first, it's a Tuesday, so a Tuesday run, and maybe I'll go out again Thursday. So I'll let you know how I get on. See you on the other side. There we go. So 5k completed, and average heart rate out of interest, as that's what we're talking about particularly in this video, 148. It did go up. I did notice, I glanced at it occasionally, it was up in the 150s, but certainly, you know, well within what I would expect. Excuse me looking out, because still having to make sure I've got to go through a gate here and make sure that nobody else is coming. I'm going to make sure that I do a decent nobody coming. Brilliant. I'm going to make sure that I do a decent warm down, cool down, because of what happened on Sunday. Yes, so the plan is really to go out again on Thursday, which is the day that this video will be going out, and then the weekend. So that's my plan, and maybe carry on going with the 3 runs. It's quite nice to be aiming for 3 runs again, because that's what I did in Catch the 5K. And yeah, nobody coming. That's what I did in Catch the 5K. It encourages you to go out for 3 runs a week, and that's what I'd like to do. It's sort of during the course of the summer anyway. But you know how I don't like hot weather, the old heat is not a fan of heat and running, so I'm currently guided by that really. You see how I go. I'm waffling now. I know I'm waffling. There was something else I was going to say and I can't for the life remember what it was. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I was going to tell you about this weird dream that I had. It's got nothing to do with running. I dreamt, see look, I am what I think is referred to as a slabhead, and I had a dream where I had some really weird dreams actually, and I had a dream where I had massive hair. Oh, it was down the side and it was at this top bit here, but not over here, and it was really long, and I was sort of trying to brush it, something I haven't had to do for many years. And also, and this is the really weird part, I had highlights. Where did that come from? I've never had highlights. What's that all about? I know dreams are supposed to mean something. I think that means I'm mad. Probably. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, even the weird hair story, then please hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to find out when there's more videos. And oh yeah, don't forget the comments. Love the comments, they're always great. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.